It's a nice place. Well, I might have been born just poor white trash, but I sold 1 million records, made a little cash. The doctors and the lawyers, they don't think it's funny that they're living next door to white trash with money. White trash with money, let's go.
Listen, did you know?
Welcome to White Trash with Money.
Did your vision of Saving Abel go from early on where it was, this is a party, we're having a really good time, this is so much fun, I'm living what I thought was the dream, to, okay, this is just a business. This is for me to be able to put kids through college. This is going to be, I'm going to go back to this because it is fun. I still have that creative outlet. I still get to be an artist.
Right.
But the lens you're looking through is, this is a business and we need to treat it like a business.
I definitely did not look through the right filter when we were in the beginning. They just threw us to the wolves, man. They put us out there on the road and they're like, it's the only way to get better. And we're out touring with Shinedown and it's like, they are massive. And here we are, just.
When you also think people you hire have your best interests. And so there's
a lot of variables.
There's a growing spurt of like, oh, actually you don't.
Yeah.
You want a third record deal because you want a paycheck, not because a third record deal or a second record deal is good for us for this third. Like there's things. And so he didn't see it until he saw it.
Yeah.
Right. And then you pivot out of that. And then when you go back in, you're like not as blind. You're more healed. You have
more responsible. I have more mental capacity to hold the responsibilities that the life.
You're on the right medication.
Yeah. I mean, all that stuff, it went into this, man. It took me years to figure out.
How old were you when y'all started Saving Abel?
We started it probably in 2003 or 2004. And we went up to Memphis to record our songs, and the producer there, his name is Skid Mills, and he won a Grammy for a band called Third Day, but he's recorded basically everybody you could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. He did a couple of Skillets albums. He's done a Saliva album. Really successful guy.
And Third Day.
And Third Day.
On top of that.
He worked with Christian artists, and the whole reason we sought him out is because we were told, search for Christian people in the industry because you'll less likely get screwed over. And that was our reasoning for going with him. And
he's the only Christian that hasn't probably screwed them over.
It is
really
very true. Yeah, very true. I have watered that relationship for 20 years.
A good guy.
I mean, he's doing the new. Everything that I've put out has been done by Skid. I'm a loyal.
Really?
And
I'm loyal.
What age
AF,
were you
man.
at that point?
He would have been 19, 20.
Oh my God.
He had graduated high school in 2001.
Let me go on the road with Shinedown at 19.
And to think about it,
I was in the Army.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Oh, Lord.
The only
Thank you for your tax dollars.
You're welcome.
The only example that we had in the music industry, and I'm a 80s. I grew up I'm born in 82. Yeah. We had bands like Poison, and that, you know what I'm saying? And Motley Crue. That's what we thought the life was supposed to.
You're supposed to do cocaine out of strippers' buttholes.
You're supposed to do all this stuff, and then you find out really quickly, maybe not so much. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a business aspect to this, and you have to reach a certain level, in order to stay in the game. 3 doors down.
It's a lot different now than it was then, because now, before they just throw you to the wolves, they make sure you're media trained and everything else,
and your numbers match. How are your numbers? And what was your last record? What were the number? Everybody wants like instant gratification nowadays, and there's just so many
And
things.
it wasn't like that. It was just the Wild West.
You worked your way. Yeah, you earned your way.
Man.
You get in a van and you travel around the United States and you sleep on old empty Jack Daniel bottles and you pee in Gatorade bottles. Like that's how you earned your stripes. And that's what we did.
And you did whatever it was to stay awake to get to the next city.
100%. And it wasn't
you took
safe
whatever
at
to
all.
put you to sleep whenever you got there. And then you took whatever to wake up to go on stage that night.
And then you're not even dealing with the childhood trauma and stuff.
Or the anxiety or everything else that you're dealing with.
Add all that in, you are giving yourself anxiety because you're like, now I can't perform without these things. Or now I'm like, the up and down, your body's literally like.
And then you're not allowed to just go sit by yourself.
No.
Because you're a rock star.
No.
Rock
Can
stars
you
don't sit by
imagine like being out there in all that and then you come home and there's none of that? It's such a transition. For me to decompress sometimes is like coming home and decompressing in a pot of boiling water.
So the best example is the movie The Hurt Locker. Okay.
Oh, I've seen that. That was about the bomb, right?
The EOD guy.
Yeah.
The greatest example, because I've been around a lot of athletes. I've been around rock stars and everything else and military guys. It's all the same.
Justin.
And Justin. And it's all kind of the same, right? Like you go from this high speed, crazy life, you come home And in the Hurt Locker, he goes from saving people's lives or watching his best friends get blown up to having to figure out what cereal I'm supposed to pick out for my kid. And you're on aisle 7 of the Piggly Wiggly and you have no idea what to do.
Right. Well, what do they like? You know, I'm
And
hardly ever
you're
here.
sitting there,
It's like,
you're like, the last 268 days,
yeah.
I've had everything put in front of me.
Yeah.
I've had tens of thousands of people every night.
I've done my job.
They've all screamed my name. And I don't even know what cereal I'm supposed to get for my kid
Well, and
right
the
now.
whiplash of like not having to be present or sober or not on something, maybe not sober, to now you have to be present and
have to be a
not
dad now.
Yeah.
Not a
drugged up.
father. I'm a daddy.
Yeah.
I'm
And
a daddy.
that's hard in itself when
Yeah.
you're
It
not
is.
dealing with all that,
Yeah.
you know. And probably the biggest one of the biggest things that most men deal with is, you know, I want to be a good dad, you know, and everybody feels like they're not. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
our kids don't see it, you know, but we're always like, I know what my shortcomings are, and I wish I was better at that. The kids don't see it,
Yeah.
you know, and you pray to God that they never see it, you know, but they will when they get older. They're like, my dad kind of sucked at that, you know.
I think about that a lot, and sometimes if I let it, it takes me somewhere I shouldn't be. But I think about like when I was a drunk, I was very verbal abusive. Like just the anger would come out. I mean, I didn't lay hands on nobody or nothing, but I can take
were just angry,
responsibility for my actions. And them old men in AA say, you know, when drinking stops being fun, then stop drinking. Well, it's like I just kept going, you know,
Yeah.
because there were so many things that I hadn't addressed in my life at that moment. But yeah, it was a really.
I say this about him is that even in the moments that like I struggled to like him around or whatever, he constantly wanted to show up and be the best. Like none of you guys would actually have known it was as dark or as hurtful as it was because he wanted you to know that he wanted you to rely on him and he wanted you to know he was a good friend. And as soon as like he's on his sober journey, like every day, like he's so much better at it than I am because I wake up and I'm like, I don't care what you think. Like I'm like, whatever. But he wakes up and he's like, how can I be better today? Like if you have
That's
issue with
awesome.
me, like let me think about it. Let me learn from it. Like every day. Is he always the best husband? No. Is he always the best friend? No. But he always tries to be the best version of himself. And
I always want to be. Yeah.
You know what
I don't
that
know a
is?
single person like that.
I believe that is when you don't love yourself fully.
I never really knew how to love myself fully. You know, growing up, like you try to do what others are doing to fit in. I got a story. Like when I was in high school, I'm the type of guy. I'm like my daddy. I can get along with anybody. I make best friends at the gas station, guys. Like it's just standing in line. Because I like to make people happy. You know, it's just who me and my dad are. You know. But I remember in high school, I could get along with both sides, the popular people and the not so popular people. And a few years back, you know, because it still weighed on my heart. I reached out to this dude. His name was James, and he was in high school with me, and he had a speech impediment. And I'm almost sure of it that I've made fun of him for that before. I've been in the locker room with the, you know, basketball players and things like that and laughed about it. And it still weighed on my heart so bad that
As a grown man in his 40s.
literally just a few years ago, I reached out to him and I was like, man, I just wanted to apologize for the way I treated you in high school. You know, I'm really sorry about that. And he literally messaged me back and he said, Jared, what are you talking about? You were the only one that would ever talk to me.
Damn.
And I literally started crying because I'd been carrying this weight for so long. And you don't know how your actions affect other people because they see them differently than what you portray it as. I thought that I made fun of him and I never apologized for it. And it really weighed on my heart. I mean, I'm a huge empath my entire life, huge empath. And, you know, empaths like myself are very easily taken advantage of because we care about how everybody else feels.
Yeah, you put everybody else before yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just made me feel good that that's what he saw of me. And to the point I was making earlier, like I worry about my kids seeing the verbally abusive father during his alcohol years. I worry about that so much. I hope, how much trauma have I given them? You know, things like that. But most of the time, I end right back up. It goes going, you know what? It's what that you're doing now that they're going to see.
And that's what I was about to say, because I feel like now you're a little bit of an open book now. Like I feel
I
like
am.
you're willing to have,
I've claimed responsibility for everything that I've.
you're willing to have hard conversations, and you're willing to have conversations with your children that, you know, that probably need to happen. But you can also go, guys, you don't want to go down this path. You think what your friends are doing and stuff, and you can take it from your dad firsthand, right?
And I've said that plenty of times.
But I'll tell you right now, man, the fact that you're able to sit here and be as open as you are, and it's a reflection of what I see with me and my wife. I'm able to be very honest about how the last 23, almost 24 years have been for me and my wife. And we talk with young couples at our church a lot, and we're very open and honest.
Right.
And we say things in front of each other that a lot of couples wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And the fact that you were sitting here going, drugs, women, alcohol, and you're sitting there, there's so many women that would go, don't ever mention that stuff again. If you ever talk about that stuff,
It's the
in front
ones
of
that work at it that make it the
yes,
greatest.
and the fact that you're sitting here going, I'm going to sit beside you, and we're going to tell this. We're going to have this testimony. We're going to tell this story
Oh, it's
together.
powerful as hell.
Yeah,
We're gonna-
I mean,
I mean, it
honestly, he's not the. I think the thing is people forget that they're not what they do, right? Like, that's
Past
not
doesn't
his
define you.
story. Yeah,
Yeah.
his past doesn't define him. He's
I
showed
don't
up.
want my legacy to be a blowjob song.
although I do say this, we thank her every day. I won't say her name, but we
Oh,
wake up
yeah.
saying thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, that's
And
wild.
Now here's another question, because I asked Eric this at lunch today. Eric is, recovering as well. Did you ever fear getting sober would hurt your talent, would hurt your ability to go on stage and do what you do best?
No, because I feel like that growing up in the church, my mom was the choir director. My grandmother played the piano. My uncle played the drums, and my other uncle played the harmonica. Like everybody on that side of the family was a musician. And I noticed at a real young age, like I remember being at church watching my mom do choir practice. I figured out how to harmonize at a really young age. And I sort of knew then, not like for the rest of my life, but I'm like, hey, you're not bad at that. That's something you could do. It blends very well. You're all right, And I wasn't really scared that it would mess with my talent, but a lot of people who are recovering or who are not sober think that you just can't have fun being sober.
Yeah.
And that was very eye-opening, and it was also refreshing too. I rediscovered my passion through all that. It brought me back to who I was originally. See, I started out as this, and then I started going this way out here in drunk land, and becoming back into being sober and finding the things, rediscovering my passion in life really, really lit a fire under my ass and made me wanted to keep discovering more and more about myself, because I felt like this is where I'm supposed to be. So let's focus on that. Let's dig in on that. How do we make this better? Well, if it involves you becoming a better person and having to work on yourself, then that's what we're going to do. And that's exactly how I discovered my path in life. During COVID, I'm a light worker. I've been through hell, guys. I've literally been through hell. And there's a lot of people, and I see it on the looks of their faces every night at my shows, people that forget their value and their worth in life, and that they're not worthy of living a happy life. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. We all deserve a happy life. We all are worthy. We all have our value. And a lot of people who are living in that hell right now, it's my job to go and get them and show them, hey, come this way, use my light. I'm not scared to go to those places and talk to those people, because just as I go by the I am you, you are me theory. I mean, those guys that I'm singing to every night that work at Walmart, hell, I used to work at Walmart. I ain't no difference between me and you. The life I'm living and the happy life that I'm trying to discover and be a part of it, you deserve that too. And a lot of people just get lost in that vicious circle and stay on the black couch. They just sit there because, of course, life's this way. And I am living proof that the narrative that those other guys write about me just isn't true.
Right.
And that's what I want to do with my life. I want to help folks. I don't like folks feeling like they're by themselves.
His sobriety gave him like a mission and it made his purpose clear for him.
Well, I think there's going to come a day where you stand before the good Lord. He's not going to care about how many top 10s you've had.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. He's gonna ask me. He's like, "Hey, this person needed help, and I put them in your life. And did you do it?
I gave you this platform. What'd you do good with? What'd you do
Yeah.
for good?
And to me, some days some days I suck, and life sucks, and I'm mad at this or I'm mad at that. But effort matters.
Because I'll tell you this, and I hadn't told you this. You did a video for a GoFundMe not too long about a woman and her kid or something like that.
Cohen.
A handful of months ago. It was, it was like December or something like that. I think you did it.
Was that the one that got up to like 400,000?
It was a crazy number.
Yeah.
I have never once, I've had people all the time. They're like, what's Justin like in, normal life and everything else. I've never had anybody pick up the phone and say, or text me, did you see this latest video from Justin? It was so funny. But I've had multiple people say what Justin does with those moments of those GoFundMes. And I think I text you and I said, man, you need to do something to where you kind of put together like, this is how much money as fans we have raised for good causes. Not gloating, but it's showing what the fans in the world is doing. Because you have a platform that you've used for good, and you're using your platform now.
Man,
for
if
good.
you only had insight to the back end of all this.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
It's crazy.
Crazy in some good ways, and then in some bad ways, it's crazy.
Well, I'm sure people have their hands out.
Every day, every
And-
single day, people with their hand out, and you don't know who's scamming or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, and then I had people reach out. They want me to. They lost their job. Horrible. I hope nobody loses their job. But if you've ever noticed, the GoFundMes that I try to support all the time are kids that are laying on their deathbed, and it's a matter of life or death. It ain't hey, we need our light bill paid, or my dog died, something like that. That's not what we do.
Maybe the future, there's a community something where there's a community pool and people can just consistently put money in, and you can pass out $100 here and $50
I don't want to be
here.
responsible.
No, that would be.
I mean, yeah, it's a heavy burden.
I'm
but
honest. I know that I'm not going to take that money.
Yeah.
Right. But
You hired the wrong person.
You hired the wrong person.
Yeah, and then one
that
person
couple
makes
of
a
times.
claim. Yeah. Okay, scratch that idea.
It's just.
Would you like to run a nonprofit?
Sure, actually, add it to my plate.
Yeah, it's just I appreciate it.
Well, no, what I'm saying there is y'all both.
So basically, Justin, you're a good guy.
Thank you.
Well, no, what I'm saying is both of you guys have a platform that God's given you to
Yep.
be able to do for good. With yours, with the GoFundMes and the Missing Parts ride.
No, the Missing Parts ride. He's actually playing at the Missing Parts ride.
You're going to play this year?
Yeah, I think it's June 26th.
June 26th to the 28th.
We're playing
And
the
you're
27th.
playing on the 27th.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
When is it?
Fort Walton Beach. June the 26th.
When's the actual ride?
The 26th
all
or
weekend.
the
It's a whole
28th.
weekend rally this year.
Oh, it's a
So
whole
it's
weekend?
a whole weekend rally. Well,
So I
we
got to
had
come down there for
Bro,
multiple
so
days
yeah,
now?
well, you
Hotel and everything, bro.
Bro, hey, did you not? You remember how big that was last year? All those
Yes.
bikes. I put that out to put amputees back on bikes, right?
Yeah.
And I did that video with Joel, right? That got his arm jerked off, ripped off. How should I say? I shouldn't say he got jerked off at work.
Hey, I was about to say, man.
Anyways,
What
I did that.
massage? What massage place did it go to?
Well, we've had a run of those get shut
Y'all
down
doing
before.
that
That
Harley?
was not a happy ending.
Yeah. That was not. No,
Just
no.
getting jerked off
Well,
with
he
Harley?
did. He did get back on a bike, but
That's cool. Yeah.
800 bikes showed up that day.
All right.
That's amazing.
Just on a couple of videos,
was
and I was
massive.
like, it was ridiculous.
So I print T-shirts for a living, and they were like, "Hey, we need to get some T-shirts printed for this." And I was like, "Okay." And they're sitting there like, "Okay, we're gonna have about 300." I said, "Okay, about a third usually is what we say people are probably gonna buy
Right.
day of
Right.
thing." He's like, "I said, let's bring about 100." And
You
I
should
didn't-
have brought 300.
I
in.
showed up, and he goes, "How many did you bring?" I said, 100 shirts." He goes, "That's it?" I was like, "Yeah, nobody told me any different. I printed what y'all told me to
Right.
print."
yeah.
Yeah, we were out of those before
Oh,
the
wow.
sun came up.
So how many you going to bring this year?
Oh, we're going to probably be at least probably close to 1,000. I
There you
would
go.
imagine. Like
Yeah.
it was huge.
Well, I mean, you print them, we can sell them online too, you know.
Yeah,
But, I
it's-
mean,
it's
it
easy.
was ridiculous. We was like, we can't just do, because we had 800 bikes on that ride. And it was police escorted the entire way, right?
Oh, wow.
So, which was good and bad in a way, because we was on the bikes for 2 hours and never put our feet on the pavement.
Oh,
Now,
yeah,
I don't
see,
know
yep.
if you've rode a whole lot. Have you ever rode?
I've ridden in a ride before.
Brother, you will get that ass will start hurting
yeah.
after a while.
Here's the thing, though. I rode in a sidecar.
Really?
I know.
love
I
it.
was the little bitch. Man.
What if hey, do you want to ride in the sidecar with me for one of the rides?
How long is the ride?
I mean,
Like
we're going to
50
do mini
miles?
rides. What? No, it'll probably be more like 100.
Gotcha.
You know, but we'll do.
Well,
we'll
I'm
do
there
some
all
like-
weekend. I mean, if
Oh
that
yeah.
totally
Oh,
not
this'll be fun.
game day though.
No, not game
Not
day.
game day,
No,
yeah.
no.
Mm-mm.
It was funny. I was riding. We were raising money. I worked for a charity called Bikers Against Bullies.
Yeah.
And we go to schools and they bring the motorcycles and we talk to kids about bullying, obviously, but also the consequences, good and bad. And they all bring their, motorcycles in there on the gym. And we thought it'd be funny, but they got me a little moped and they'd introduce me and I'd walk in and just be like, meep, meep, But we were raising money for that charity and I was riding a sidecar. Jared Blake was driving. And all of a sudden, our motorcycle quit working. It would just died. And of course, there's the fuel truck, it's a few miles behind us or whatever. So we knew we weren't stranded, but we're sitting there and we're like, he's a motorcycle guy. He's wiggling this wire and doing this and none of it's working. And then an old man comes by. This reminds me of Sling Blade, but old man comes by and he goes, "Hey, has it got gas in it?" We unscrewed the lid and it was bone dry, man. And I was just
That'll
like,
happen.
Jesus, man, of course. It was one of those, is it
Yep.
plugged in?
Yeah,
Kind of thing. But
Speaking of old guys, you should tell him what that guy said to you at the Loves the other day.
oh my God. It was the first show, Saving Abel. I brought Scotty Austin on, the guy that replaced me for all those years. So we were coming back from Kentucky and I just finished using the bathroom and I was washing my hands. And I turn around, and this old man's walking in, just giggling to himself. And he goes, "Hey." And I was like, "Me?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "What do women, you know what women say about men with big penises?" And I was like, "No." He goes, "I didn't figure you would." And I just started laughing just like that and walked out. That's what
That's
I would
pretty
say,
good.
though. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
that's
that
so
type
good.
of person. I'm like, that was amazing.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
That's good. I want to talk about before this over. What are we at right now? 1:15. Oh God! Wow, this is gonna be our longest episode ever.
Oops, sorry.
And
I talk
no,
a
this
lot.
is
Oh,
good.
this is
No, that's
great.
good.
Okay.
It's
I
a
could
great
sit here
episode.
for the all night.
Yeah, I could do well, and we still got to go to dinner too,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah.
But
Hold on, who's paying for dinner?
he gets royalties from a blowjob song, bro.
Oh, we're going to Halls.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. I got dinner
Nothing
tonight.
but Taco Bell for you,
No,
bro.
got it.
we're going to
I
get a
got
nice
us.
steak if y'all
Yeah.
are buying.
Yeah,
If not,
No,
we're going to Hattie B's.
I got dinner. We're
All right.
good. We're good. Yeah, we'll go to Halls. I'm good with Halls. Our friendship started.
This is my favorite story.
Yeah, go ahead.
You tell
You
it.
tell
She
it.
remembers everything.
So we're laying in bed,
Mm-hmm.
and
This is where we go. Oh, yeah. The
well, no, I
other
guess back
podcast.
up.
Yeah, that's right.
You can tell the first part. I'll tell the
No, I
second
want
Jared's
you
part.
to go
tied,
ahead.
Jared's tied up. Y'all are laying in bed.
Yeah.
I
No,
gotta
go
get
ahead.
some
Go
ball in
ahead.
my
I want you.
mouth.
I'm wearing a Justin Nunley mask, and
With
he
a
hadn't,
strap on.
and he hadn't even
And we're
met
looking
Justin
for the key
yet.
to the fuzzy handcuffs.
And all of a sudden, no, I think
All of a sudden, Angel Eyes comes on.
Yeah. There's a little bit of devil in her. Angel
all I
eyes.
know is y'all hit it off immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately, like follow, number exchange,
Yeah.
and you both are like being hilarious to one.
Was it he on Josh Terry's podcast?
Well, no,
Yep.
that was the split. You had already been friends or
Yeah.
friendly,
Right.
and Justin is on Josh's TikTok. You guys are doing the TikTok
Oh, the
live,
live. Yeah, that's it.
and you're in on Saving Abel.
Yeah.
And Josh Terry is like, "Look at this asshole coming in with Saving Abel," and Justin's like, "No, that's my friend Jared. That's Saving
Saving
Abel.
Yeah, that's Jared.
That's Jared." And he's like, "Well, does it have a blue?" And he's like, "Yes, it has a blue check mark. Like it's Jared."
Well, the thing about TikTok lives is when you go in, you know this, when you go into lives, it doesn't show the check mark
Yeah.
for whatever
Right.
reason,
Yeah.
right? So people are always like, is that the real Justin Danger Dunley?
Yeah.
Right? It can't be because it's not a check mark. I'm like, it's me.
really
It just
me.
don't show up on the lives for
Right.
whatever
There's no
reason.
way
Right.
Justin Timberlake is watching this.
Right, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like it's funny for a minute, and Jared's like, "It's me," and so Josh Terry goes, "Turn your video on right now and get in this live."
Mhm.
Jared is in
I had to
bed.
take the gag ball out, and remove the fuzzy handcuffs, everything. Had to tuck my shirt in. you
Wipe
know.
the lipstick off
Yeah.
my lips.
Put the lotion on the skin.
Yes,
That's
all
funny.
of it. And then he stands up, and the first thing Josh Terry says is, I made my baby
Yeah.
listening to 18 Days.
Yep. He said, I made a baby to 18 days.
And then the second thing he said is, I'm calling my bitch
Yeah, he
ass
called her.
ex-girlfriend. And he calls his baby mama
I don't
on the
remember
live.
this.
Yes, he calls her on the live. He goes, fuck you, I'm talking to Jared Weeks or whatever, and hangs up.
Josh Terry is wild.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He
He's
is
my pit bull.
wild.
He's my backyard dog, man.
He's
I
our
love
yard
him.
dog. From that
love
moment
Josh
on,
is good people. He will bite off a lot more than he can chew sometimes, but he's
Yep.
good people.
yeah, he's good. He is. We call him our yard dog.
Yeah.
Because there has been circumstances where he has been approached about something situating with Saving Abel
Mhm.
or something, and he
Saw the
has taken a
advertisement. Yeah.
position, and he's like, no. Jared
Yeah.
Weeks is Saving Abel. That's the end, right?
Yeah, period.
And he's like, period.
Well, and then the
You
whole
commented that when you know, because I found out the same day everybody else did.
that was when that was
yeah.
where I was going.
They hijacked
I didn't
Facebook.
remember that.
oh, you
I didn't remember this. So that's why I was like, no, you go ahead. You tell the
you
story,
tell
right?
the story.
I didn't
Because
remember that.
I know that you guys had you'd been back and forth for a
we
while.
we had talked on the phone when I was here in
Yeah.
Nashville at one point.
Opry, yeah.
But I think it was right in the middle of all this.
Yeah,
It was right before
our Facebook
this.
got hacked.
Yeah.
And they were
Did it
trying
get
to
hacked?
Well,
Well,
yeah, he went. Yes,
it got hacked.
It didn't get hacked.
Yeah.
It got taken over
Yes.
and we got blocked out. And
That's
they tried
by
to
one of the
fire
other
me.
founding
It
members,
was
right?
usurped.
Yeah.
Usurped. Yeah, that's what the arbitration. That's what the judge said. Usurped.
What does that mean?
Taken over.
Really?
Taken over?
Kind
Kind
of
of like
fancy word for it.
yeah, stealing.
So he just
Yep.
just rolled in one day,
Yep.
just woke up one day and said, "I'm taking over all the socials. You're out of the band."
Well, the one.
He didn't say that. He did it.
He
I
did
found out afterwards, and I was like, "Wait, what is this?"
Yeah, and then I commented on your
you
thing,
said
and I was
Jared
like,
Weeks is the only singer for Saving Abel, and I was like, "Man, that was really
Jared,
nice."
Jared Weeks is Saving
Yeah.
Abel.
Yeah,
period.
that's what you said. Yeah.
I
was
mean,
like,
yeah,
"Thanks, man."
and I stand by. I'm 10 toes down on that. You know, and Saving Abel wouldn't be Saving Abel without Jared Weeks, right? But how did all that? Like, how long was you without the socials and?
January
I felt like it
of
was years.
January of 24, and we got it back.
Was it 24?
January of 24, and we got it back the day we played Welcome to Rockville in front of 40,000 people.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
May
It was the
15th.
day we
May
got it back.
15th of 2025.
And
So-
people say that we hijacked it back, and that's completely not true. We literally took the papers from court, the what the judge has ruled on, and we gave them to Facebook, and they were like, "Oh, you clearly own the asset. Here's your Facebook back."
Mm-hmm.
That's how that happened.
Really?
Yeah. And a lot of, there's another narrative going on out there, which I said this earlier. Like, I'm the living proof that narrative doesn't even exist.
What is the narrative?
Well, that it was always about me, and
Jared
I
came in and took
I
over.
came in to be egotistical and only
Mhm.
about myself, and things like that. And literally, that was the exact opposite of who I am or was.
You can sit here and talk to you for 10 minutes
Yeah,
and
well,
realize
I was sitting there
that.
thinking, I was like, first of all, if you had that big of an ego, I don't think you'd have set it out of the band for 6 or 7 years, working on yourself,
had to get
trying to
myself
become a
right,
better
yeah.
person
Yeah.
for your family.
You know what
Yep.
it really is that when an empath heals himself and gets tools,
we
and you
call
can't,
that the villain era, stepping into my power where I ain't letting nobody step on me anymore.
and you can't walk over them anymore. You know the best way to make a narcissist mad? You just don't fuel their fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Act
Oh,
like they don't exist.
100%.
Act like they
Ignore 'em.
don't exist.
Yeah.
But that's when the narrative gets louder,
Right.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's just kind of
Honestly,
looking
And
saying
you've
different.
gotta
what
have
we
the
just said is the
control
most
and
that we've said yet. We don't talk about it because
I don't go around talking crap about people. You really want to mess somebody up? Talk good about them behind their back, and
Yeah.
watch when it gets rocked back around to them. See how they treat you differently the next time.
Absolutely.
100% that's true. I've
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you wish that those relationships could be mended, or are you just over them at this point?
I'm over them at this point. In the beginning, yes, but what had happened was complete and utter betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a relationship that you've built up for 20 years and something like what happened, that is just crumbled to the ground, and then you get to decide, do I want to build this back or not? And the answer
I don't know
is,
what that's like at all.
the answer is no.
I think if you can't come to the table, like we are big family people, like we make our family because friends can feel like family. You can have that deep connection with people. Like you know your people.
Yeah.
And we have always said you can be mad, you can be angry, you can be hurt, you can be all those things, but you come back to the table.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Just communicate.
talk
with
Well,
about
them.
like Carissa and Brent, they just moved down to Fort Walton Beach from Bristol, Tennessee. She's still my manager, right? She'll get mad at me, and we won't talk for a couple of days, right? We always come back to the table.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I'm
should
saying?
be that way too,
Yeah.
though.
And,
That's
and people who love you without condition, or people who are here in your corner, there's always going to be
I never
like,
get mad at her. I'm just saying she gets mad.
I could tell she's so hot.
Women are so emotional,
Oh
bro.
my God.
I
Let's not
know.
get emotional.
the two female managers.
Will you hand her a tissue? She's crying.
Yeah.
Hey, I've learned. Hey, you know what? I figured out probably a couple months ago because we was trying to have a serious discussion, right? And I looked at her, and I did not mean it the way that the way she took it, right? But I was like, hey, let's not get emotional. Let's have a business discussion here. Or wrong thing to say to a woman. Period. I know that now.
My sweet Carissa.
The look, the fire in her eyes. I was like, yep.
Yep,
We're
I'm
done
gonna-
with the conversation. We're not bringing
I'm gonna
anything to the
step
table
out
right
real
now.
quick.
We're
Yeah,
done.
It's
yeah.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm
You
all
go
for
ahead
it.
and
You lead this
pre-apologize and
Yeah.
take a break.
Yeah, yeah. It's your meeting now.
Yeah.
I'll
yeah.
just sit here. Yeah.
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 So, yeah.
So yeah, all that happened at once, and obviously we won the arbitration, and I'm owed a lot of money and things like that. But winning the arbitration and getting what's owed to you is two different kind of battles.
Well, yeah, OJ lost that, lost that whole thing and never paid the
Yeah.
Goldman family or
Dude.
the
Yeah.
yeah,
me-
a
did it-
dime.
Were you worried that this was going to be a trigger for him of potentially going down a bad path?
I imagine from habitual behaviors in the past. Yeah, I think I'll let her answer though. I mean, I would assume.
Did that thought ever come through your head?
Actually, no.
Okay.
No. He's
I've got her fooled.
here's the thing. He has worked too hard at his sobriety to let someone that did what they did unravel him. And he has too much power over his own self to let that person unravel. the
Especially
good work.
somebody like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I can literally
Yeah.
predict behavior from them now.
So it's and we don't have
That's
to
all they know how to be and do.
so we don't have to leave this question in there,
Yeah.
but I'm just curious for my own self. It's that
Oh,
that
we'll t-
No-
I mean,
Noel
it's fine,
guy,
whatever.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other founding.
Yes.
So there was two of y'all,
Mhm.
and it's
There's
the
only
other one.
two members of Saving Abel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just so
He and
it's
I.
clear. There's
Yeah.
only ever been two members of Saving
Okay.
Abel. It's been forward facing as a band, but there is only two owners, and there's only ever been two owners.
Really?
50% Jared and 50%.
And it's not that anymore. Or is
Oh,
it?
Well, we're in
God.
court.
What?
Yeah, some of that stuff's still ongoing.
Oh, okay.
But he did. He
Okay.
did. I mean, the judge got it right when he said that he got caught trying to steal.
It was basically like a hostile takeover.
Yeah, it was.
It's what it was.
Yeah,
sure
I mean,
enough
he
was.
literally did. He said he
I
usurped.
woke up and I found out same time everybody else did.
Yeah, I remember you putting that post out, and I was like, "What?"
That's
in the
it, and that's
hell's going on?
honestly until right now. That's the only time we've ever talked about it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we don't want to feed fuel to the fire. And plus, I just don't go around talking about.
Well, I
stuff
think it's
like
very
that.
powerful for you to talk about it too, because if you never get the internet is full of people that will believe anything they hear.
Absolutely.
And it sucks, right?
Yeah.
Because no matter what the truth is, and I'm a lot like you, people can say whatever they want to about me, and generally I'm just not even going to talk about it, right? It's just but the problem is that if you never address it, right, people just automatically assume that's
It's
the
what
truth.
it is.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the
if
truth.
he ain't talking about it, it's got to be true. Nope, not
And
necessarily.
they're not taking in consideration that Jared has all of the assets, right? Or they're not taking in consideration that any of the platform, like the other had to make up new things, make up whatever. And now there's still ongoing legal things.
It's
And
been smear campaign after
Yeah,
smear
it's-
campaign. Literally, one of the guitar players plays with another artist. His name is Brandon, and they were doing a cover of Addicted.
Mhm.
And the day they were going to release it, they got rejected from the licensings of it. And the
They're
guitar
unnamed.
player and who he plays for,
There you go.
and his family all just made videos talking about how I rejected their license and Skid rejected the license because it's about me, right? And I'm da 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 da. And people were commenting literally on my page about like death threats.
Yeah, they
Like,
left
you shouldn't
Jared
do
death
that. They were
threats.
like, it would be totally funny. And after your funeral, he had to sing Addicted. And I was like, first of all, please do not sing Addicted at my funeral. I do not want to be remembered about a blowjob song.
But the thing is
Maybe a little bit of Amazing Grace or
Please,
something.
I mean,
Let's get
you
Bart
know,
Millard in there maybe
please,
to
God,
sing for
no.
us.
But
you know?
the fact that they were even willing to, like, in their mind, picture me dead at my funeral and this person
Over a
just
song
out
that-
of spite.
that none of the people had written, they're not involved in, just trying to cover. And Jared, I mean, I love Jared. He holds a lot of power. What he doesn't hold is power to stop a compulsory license. So like even Taylor
I'm not
Swift
a
can't.
gatekeeper. You know what I'm
Taylor
saying?
Swift can't do that.
I wish.
So
That would be
real-
the record label, right?
well, it goes through publishing.
Publishing company.
Yeah.
It goes through a publishing company. And so the thing is one, they didn't ask for the right license. Two, if they had asked for the right license, then they would have been told that due to something that is ongoing in the
In
legal
court.
in the legal situation, that they are not licensing out any Saving Abel.
Oh,
But you know what we
But
did?
because it was in arbitration and everything.
Yes, yeah, and that is the publishing company. That's not Jared. That's not
Because then
Skid
it's like,
Mills.
who do you pay?
right?
Because you're still trying to figure
so
it out
right
in
now,
court.
all of the Saving Abel stuff in that sense was being held. So the takedown we had no idea. We were again finding out in real time.
Yeah, I watched these videos and I'm like, wait, I did what?
You start a hashtag to
again,
be
I'm-
vulgar, like
Yeah, it was like
that is
hashtag F Jared.
wild.
yeah,
Hashtag
yeah.
F Jared. Hashtag
by the
don't
way-
meet your heroes.
Yeah, and then
People, people
And I'm like,
will
bro,
smear
I've
you.
actually never met you.
People will smear you. They will say all the vile stuff. They will say things that are untrue. They will have an opinion on someone they've never, ever, ever met.
based off the opinion of somebody else.
Based off the opinion, who probably didn't meet him, or
Right.
it's skewed. But you know what they won't do? They won't back it up and go, "Hey, I got it all wrong, and I'm
Yeah,
actually
my bad.
sorry."
When they're wrong.
My
That's why
bad.
They came.
people online all the time will be like, why are you not talking about this? And it's some hot button topic. And I'm like, because I'm old enough and mature enough to know that I'm not going to speak on something until everything comes out about it. Because 9 times out of 10,
Yep.
the first thing you hear
Is
is a little bit of the truth.
And then
Yeah.
you gonna catch it for it, you know?
Boom. And the what actually happened is way different. You
Yep.
know what I'm
I
saying?
think you learn when you actually are not driven by ego or driven by lies, or you're not lying all the time that you have to lie for your lies, right?
Yeah.
That you go, you know what the best virtue really is patience.
Mhm.
To pause, to have a pause method, to not be ruled by
Just
your
catch
knee
your
jerk
breath. Like, wait a second.
your
hold
knee
on.
jerk
Yeah,
you
reaction.
know.
There's no reason for Jared to catch that flack,
And what-
because had you paused
They would have found all that out.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: we reached out to them
to make it right,
to make
help them.
to help, and we helped them fill out the proper forms.
no, I don't know about that, but like we did.
We helped them get it where they could cover the song.
Right.
We did that after all this smear campaigns. We helped them get it because they were doing it wrong, the process. So we helped them.
Or we led them
and-
to the direction to.
And do
And
we
the- and
do we
every-
get an apology?
Hell no, you'll never
No.
get it because people
Never.
on the internet, and there's people on the internet that still think that y'all
Yeah,
are complete
totally.
assholes for
Oh,
it,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
had nothing to do with
Nothing.
And here's
it. And
what,
no matter what
oh.
they hear, right? Even if they sit here and watch this whole thing, they're like, I don't care. I still don't like him.
right.
Yeah.
He's lying.
Yeah,
That's just
I,
one side
I
of the
get called
story.
evil all the time. It's the funniest thing. People
Yeah.
will be like, I won't even say her name because she's so evil. I don't know any of them.
I don't
You
know
know?
anybody that knows you in real life, and I really do mean this. I'm
I
not
know.
just saying this because
I
you're
know.
sitting here. Everybody that I've talked to that knows you personally, Nikki, in real life, they're like, "That's the nicest person I've ever met. She's great. Just
Thank
talk
you.
to her. She's great people."
Thank
right?
you.
And I agree with them. You know, great people, easy to work with. Like
Just
people are wild.
Also, I've
It's
never
wild.
met a hater that's outworked me.
Mhm.
100%.
Ding.
So
You think a crackhead wakes up and he's like, I'm not going to smoke crack today? No. Don't get out hustled by a crackhead.
that's right. Don't you
No.
get out hustled by a
Don't you get
crackhead.
out hustled by a crackhead.
Don't
But
get
some-
out hustled by a crackhead.
But some overweight dude sitting on the end of the couch
In Ohio.
that
Unhappy.
hates his life.
In Ohio.
The highlight of his day.
He lives in Ohio.
Is sitting.
Probably.
Gibbity toilet, Ohio.
What, like, honestly, though, what did Ohio do to these kids?
Oh, well, what did Florida do?
Yeah.
It was Florida
No,
first.
It's
It
the
was,
flakes
it
or the
was.
flake
And
salts
it's
or the
moved to
whatever.
Ohio.
That's
I
what
love
Florida,
Florida.
did.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
go
am
ahead.
Florida
Sorry.
man.
But
Sorry.
no,
You were being nice.
They're just sitting there. The
In
highlight
Ohio.
of their.
Well, that's the thing is people like, this is the thing. We all know this. Us good people, we're a smaller group. We're the exception. We're not the rule anymore.
Mhm.
And people who are unhappy or angry or want to be mad at Jared because their baby mama's mad at them or the mama didn't breastfeed them or they didn't get loved, and whatever the situation is, those people find each other.
Mhm.
Oh, misery loves company.
100%. And so if you have 50 people who are miserable and they like the same narrative, they're going to be so loud.
And for some reason, they feel like they have to comment on stuff.
Oh yeah, keyboard warriors are
it's
my
like,
favorite.
Why are you commenting? I have never gone to a restaurant and had a bad experience and went, boy, I need to get on Yelp. I've
Yeah.
never been to
Have
a
you
restaurant and had
ever-
a great experience and went, I need to get on Yelp. I've never had that feeling overcome me.
Have you ever scrolled on the internet and go, actually, I despise what I'm seeing and I'm going to leave a hateful comment?
Yes.
I don't.
Like, you know what I do?
can't.
There's
One,
times-
I'm not really on the
that's the
internet,
whole
but
thing.
two, it's called swipe.
If it's bad enough, I will click on the profile and block the user. And I will do that. I will do that in a heartbeat.
Problem
But,
over
like,
real
why
quick.
would
Never
I
have to see that
waste it?
shit again.
I'm not wasting my energy
If
to leave a
I am
comment.
following somebody who, whatever, if I'm following somebody who is constantly putting political stuff on my page,
Yeah, I don't.
I'll unfollow them.
I don't.
Yeah.
Can't
Whether
do
it's
it.
to the right or to the left,
Can't
I
do
just
it.
unfollow them because I'm like, guys, it's all evil. It's all
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I just don't even
I
wanna-
don't believe anything I see
No.
on the internet.
And this
I,
is
I
coming
want to
from
see
somebody that
dogs
was
and I want to see people getting kicked in the
in
nuts.
politics.
I like those baby laughing videos where they gut laugh.
Jared's
Those are
algorithm
great.
is literally puppies, finding your higher self, and then
Egypt,
like,
frequencies, consciousness,
or like
and titties.
word of the
Yeah,
day.
and titties.
Yeah. You said antiques,
A
right?
cups are better.
Antiques.
Yeah.
Yes.
Antique.
I do watch Antiques Roadshow, so that's on there.
Yeah,
But
I do like some.
Mine's
I like
a little.
going to
Mine's
antique.
really wild too.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
is Jared.
it is all over the place.
Yeah.
And my wife, it's almost like the dad when you walk into your son's room and you find that Playboy. My wife is, I think she likes it when she sees some titties on mine every now and then, where she goes, "Okay, I just want to make
You're
sure
a
that
male.
you're, yeah." I just wanna make-
How in the hell did it get there? You know what? Thanks for watching White Trash with Money. We appreciate it. I'm Justin Danger Nunley, Matthew Lida. Thank you, Jared, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely
And
wife, Nikki.
Love
Thank
her.
you.
Thank y'all for coming on. Y'all are awesome. Y'all want to stick around for about 5-10 more minutes and do the after hours?
Yeah, let's do it.
We can talk
100%.
more about his kids and play what?
Diaper rash.
We'll see y'all later. It's on Patreon. White Trash for Money podcast. You got to pay $6.99 to watch it, and if you don't want to pay the money, then hell, don't watch it. But it's
need
gonna
you
be over
I
there.
need you to watch it and pay the money.
He was almost in a plane crash yesterday.
What?
I've been there. You don't know the whole story about my last couple of weeks where like I was on a private plane that we were taking off and sudden stop and us pull over and go, we need to get off the plane, guys. We have a problem.
Did you get to ride the slide? We'll talk about it on after hours.
They don't have slides on private planes, I don't think.
They do
They
if you land
should.
in the water.
Listen, did you know? Well, thanks for tuning in. White Trash with Money podcast.